You want to share your wisdom with the world. And nowadays, with so many people saying so many things, you get kind of overwhelmed. Because nowadays, all people say that you need to make video. And you are not yet comfortable sharing yourself. You haven't done yet, or you haven't done much, and you think you need to be talking to the camera, and you hold yourself. Let's talk about that today, okay? It's important for you to understand your core nature. Normally, the things you already do, not to show up yourself, but the things you normally do as yourself in your core nature already gives you an idea of how you operate the best. So instead of trying to do things that everyone is telling you to do, how about doing things your way? Instead of doing things like everyone is telling you, how about doing things your way? And how do you do things your way? Is going inside and understand how you do things normally. How I do that, Andreia? Think about how you consume things. Are you a person that normally read plenty of books, blogs when you go to search information? Do you like to read blogs, papers, scientific things? I don't know. Are you a person who likes to hear things? Podcasts, even blogs. Some blogs now have the audio of what is written, of what is written, right? Do you like to hear that? Do you like to watch things and you search for information on YouTube, for instance? This speaks a lot of how you are naturally predisposed to communicate also. I can give you my example. I'm very visual and I need to hear things. So for me, the most type of content I look for is video and audio. And sometimes when I find blogs, I don't find information in other place, and I find blogs or papers. What I do is normally I copy the text. I put on Google Translator. I'm not caring about translating for Portuguese, for instance. That is my main language, right? But what I do is I post on Google Translator, and there you find an icon where you click and you can hear the lady reading, saying out loud what is written. So for me, I understood that I assimilate much better the information when I do that instead of when I read. For me to grab the information when I read, I need to read several times. And sometimes my brain goes all over the place and I keep reading, but I'm thinking about other things and I don't grab the information. So for me, it's how it works. And happily, I did start to show up and understood that it was the form I liked the most to communicate. I started communicated with written content, but it always took plenty of time because I like to talk, to think and talk. When I write things, I take much longer and I let my perfectionist subject take place, and I go and try to the text. So yes, it's for you to understand what is the type of content. It already helps. According to and other thing that speaks very much about how I'm naturally predisposed to make this kind of content is because I always, from young age, since I remember, spoke out loud alone. And people would say, "You are talking alone." And I would say, "No, I'm thinking out loud." Because I need to hear my thoughts talk with me. So if you are like me, most likely that you are naturally predisposed to make audio or video content. If you are not doing yet, probably it's because you are holding yourself due to fear of camera, the fear of judgment and other things. We can work with that. We can work together to overcome that. About videos, nowadays everyone is talking about doing video, right? And yes, for me nowadays it's easier, and this is one of the reasons I started doing nature nurtures Monday mornings, so I can share my thoughts with you and probably help you make some mindset shifts. So about video, you don't need to be talking like I am if you are not comfortable yet. I didn't start it this way. I overcame over 10 years of severe anxiety to take pictures. It wasn't even going on video, but it was, like I always say, enlarging your comfort zone, peeling the onion, right? So layer by layer. On video, you can make plenty of different kind of videos. You have the faceless videos. You have the videos where you share yourself, but you don't even need to face the camera. You are working and people see you, but you don't interact or you don't communicate to the camera. That is already a way for you to show up and people see you. You have the type of videos that it was a trend some time ago. I tried, and it was a way for me to start speaking to the camera without my voice. That are the videos, the lip sync videos, and this helped me very much to start speaking to the camera without you hear my voice. There are the pointing videos if you want, but later there are the videos where you actually speak. And there are two kinds of videos. And nowadays, if you go to my Instagram, you see the two kinds of videos that I really like to do. That are the ones like this. I'm talking to the camera. I have a theme and I talk to the camera. I talk to you. And there are the other kind of videos that I'm talking to someone. It's a way for me to repurpose the podcasts. I'm a guest. But for you to do this kind of video, if you are not comfortable yet talking to the camera, you can do this kind of video without being talking to the camera. You ask someone in your house, in your family, to ask you about some questions that your ideal client normally would ask about, and you talk to that person. That person doesn't need to appear on the video. It's kind of a tool for you to hold yourself on it. And the person asks you a question that you can think about the question yourself, and you ask the person to ask you, and you talk to that person. You don't need to be talking to the camera if you don't feel comfortable. You talk to that person and you respond to the question, for instance. This is a great way to start. If you don't feel comfortable doing that with a person of your family, because yes, it also happens for us to feel the fear of judgment of people near us. Sometimes for some people this fear is stronger than being judged by people we don't know. So if you are not comfortable asking for someone near you to do that work with you, we can do that work together. This is one of the work I do on the one-on-one consult. The one-on-one consulting is a service that you can choose an area of personal brand you want to evolve, and we work together on that specific area. You don't need to go through the one-on-one mentorship I have, where we work all areas related with personal brand image. And in the image consulting is a specific area during a specific time, and if you need to create content like it was kind of conversation where only you show up, you can do that with me, and I also deliver you the recording and the content creation, the snaps of the video that you can repurpose. This is a great way for you to repurpose your work, because many times people don't share themselves because they think they need to be always inventing the wheel, where you can do long form content and break it into pieces and share. You don't need to do what everyone is doing, and you don't need to do what I'm doing, right? Mostly if you are not comfortable yet to be on camera. But if you want to work on that specifically, you can book a one-on-one consultation with me. The one-on-one consultation, we work on specific areas, being on taking pictures of you, understanding how your body language works, to have pictures that not only have a more professional look than a raw selfie, but pictures that you can take yourself, and understand how the body language will make the picture speak your essence. We don't want those polished pictures that we understand they are kind of fake, and if you change something in your apparel, you can easily take pictures and update that without the cost of needing to book with a professional photographer, for instance. Mostly if you are a person that changes a lot your visuals, it's okay, but it's important that your pictures are updated, and that can be kind of costly if you need to update your pictures in at least 2 or 3 times a year. In business we have so many things to invest on, and sometimes the pictures are not a priority. So yes, understanding how you can do that is a great asset, because you don't depend on other people after you learn. That's why it's not me who takes the picture. I teach you how to take the picture so you can do whenever you need, whenever you want, and you don't need to depend on other people to do that. Other thing we do is working on going on video. If you want to develop that, we work on that. Other thing we do is strategizing your positioning and sharing your story, for instance. Other thing we do is understanding how your personal image speaks your essence. Again, it's not for you to have that professional look, polished look. If you want, you can, if it's aligned with your essence. Don't take me for being against that. No, I'm not against that. If it's aligned with who you are, I'm totally up to that. But what I see nowadays, and I'm seeing a trend in my country, for instance, is people think going that way because someone told them they need to portray that way, so they are accepted and people give them value. So when you know what you are here for, and when you communicate that, people will resonate with that. Your personal image is important, but your personal image will not build your authority. It will sustain and it will highlight your authority. It will not build, okay? It's very important to know that, because there's a saying that is, image attracts, mind keeps people with you. Something like that. I don't know right how it is, but it's something like that. People can be attracted by your image, but if you have not content to give, to share, people will go away. So yes, image will sustain and will highlight your authority. It won't build that. Other thing we work is on content creation, depending on the type of content creation you want, but mostly understanding how to share your story, because every one of us have a journey story to share. Your story journey is worthy to share. You just need to understand how, when, what to share. Today, what I invite you to do is to understand how you naturally operate. Are you a person that likes to journal, for instance? I journal, but it's not a daily thing. It's not on a daily basis, but there are people who need to put their thoughts in the paper. If you are a person that writes a lot, you are more predisposed to write, so written content is good for you. And if you feel that you need to create videos, you can create other type of videos that doesn't imply for you to speak to the camera, for instance. If you are a more talkative person like me and don't get deceived to think that introverts are shy. Introversion is a trait of personality. Shyness is a condition we have due to experience and our journey of life. Shyness can go away. Introversion, no. Introversion is your way of being, but you don't need to use introversion as an excuse to not do things, okay? You can be a little bit more outgoing depending on the situation. And I understand that you are, depending on the surroundings and on the people who is with you. You are not the same person with your parents, with your partner or husband. You are not the same person with friends and colleagues. You can be a different person with your child. So yes, you also will be a different person when you speak to your audience. You need to understand what you need to bring to them. Understand also how you like most to consume content, to consume information, to grab knowledge. This also talks very much about what you are most natural to do. Even if you are not comfortable doing right away, but it tells very much. And also other thing that I just remembered, how do you talk with your people using these apps, the phone apps, Telegram, WhatsApp, Messenger? How do you talk to them? Do you like more to write or do you like to send voice notes? I love to send voice notes. Sometimes I talk a lot. Yes, introverts can talk a lot. When we are passionate to talk about something, we can talk a lot. There are some days that I can't even bear with myself. Yes, it's true. There are days like that. So yes, introverts can be very talkative depending on the theme you bring to the table and depending on the people you are with. Today, think about that. How you are, how you consume, that tells very much about yourself. And if you have any thoughts you want to share about today's theme, if you want to ask anything, leave in the comments. YouTube friends, you are very, very welcome to join us on the Show Up Introvert Fempreneur community on Facebook, and the link is down below in the description. See you soon.